After working on my crashed GT3RS for the last 2 weeks, it is finally time to get this thing painted. Now thankfully, there are only 3 panels that got damaged when this car hit the tree. The front bumper, which used to look like this, that we fully welded back together, the front fender, which received a bunch of cracks that we fixed with epoxy, and the front fender wing panel that sits right there, which the wheel smashed into, which we also repaired. Now before we head off to the paint booth, we do have some sanding and some prep to do. One cool thing that saved us a bunch of work with this car is the entire thing had PPF, paint protection film. This whole side of the bumper would have definitely been very scuffed up if the PPF wasn't applied, and same with the back of the fender. Nonetheless, we do need to remove all the PPF and get all of the panels completely scuffed. Now we will be blending the fender back to right about here, and same concept with the bumper, blending to right about here, but the entire fender, the entire bumper, and the entire wing will be clear coated. Now when it comes to getting this ready for paint, it's going to be a little bit more difficult than say the fender or the wing piece, and that is because we have this body line that we had to weld right through, and we need to make this body line perfect. I went ahead and taped the line. This edge of the tape is right on the body line. So we're going to start by sanding the top first down, and being that it's taped, it won't burn off and sand off the body line. And then when we get finished with the top, we'll go ahead and apply a piece of tape up top and sand the bottom up to the edge. And then we can finish up the line. Now this here is guide coat, and it does exactly what it sounds like. It guides you when you're sanding to make sure you sand enough and get all the scratches and defects removed. The initial sand with 320 grit on the block is now done, and you guys can see that black line. That's guide coat that was underneath the tape. Now we have a very, very sharp edge, which would look funny underneath the paint. Now we're just gonna smooth that edge out, round it out a little bit with 600, sand the rest of the primer area with 600, and our repaired area will be done. So this bumper is 100% ready for the paint booth, as is the fender wing piece. And the very last thing before we bring all this to the booth is to go ahead and get this fender ready. Now on the fender, we're gonna blend to right about here. No base coat will go back here, so it matches the door perfectly. And thankfully, we don't need to worry about it matching to the hood. As you can see, that side is carbon fiber. Now, even though we're blending, it's always a good idea to do spray out cards to make sure the color is as close as you can get it. With that being said, we cannot get this color any closer. This is essentially spot on, as you guys saw from the last video when we painted the rocker. And a few hours later of sanding, the bumper, the fender, and the wing piece are now 100% ready for paint. I am still amazed at how good this bumper turned out. We won't really know how perfect it is until we get paint on it, but so far, it's looking perfect. It is paint day. Sealer, base, clear, and we should be done. Wish me luck. Hopefully this goes good. Yeah, you should, right?
It's up to you.
We don't want to sealer on the...
No, that's good. If that's what you're comfortable with, what the fuck are you doing here?
What?
I would not go about this way. Take this back up, this over, roll this underneath.
That's the soft edge?
No, so there's no edge at all. And I would leave this like this. I would touch a piece of tape here, that's it. If I was blending the clear coat into the clear coat, that's the same way I would do that. Call it a tunnel.
The more you know.
I call it a tunnel. I don't know if that's a real thing or if it's blowing smoke out of my ass, but I call it a tunnel. Even if there's no sealer here, that overspray hard line is going to be it.
First coat of base is on, fairly light. If you go on too heavy, you start having issues. We'll probably need 3 coats of base in total. Base is done and we're ready for the last step, which of course is clear coat. Coming out good. And just like that, we are done. Done. Bumper looks great. Curious how many runs I got. Fender looks beautiful. And the wing piece. There she is, man. All right, we're gonna let these bake out, complete the cure, and we can head back to the shop. All right, we're back at the shop. All of the parts are fully cured out of the booth, out of the bake cycle. Here is the lower fender piece. This part is phenomenal. That's where it was all busted up, right up in that corner there. Fender turned out freaking perfect. The blend was right about here. And if you look, you can't even see the blend, which of course is good news. Bumper. It looks like we bought a new bumper. Look at that. Look at the line. Look at that freaking body line, man. Bumper turned out phenomenal. All the parts and pieces turned out perfect. Definitely my best paint job yet, which it kind of had to be given the car. So there was one very important piece that I needed that Porsche did not sell separately from the fender. It is a carbon fiber headlight fender mount. It was either buy a new fender with this carbon piece that's glued on, and that was gonna be about $20,000 for a new fender, or send it out and get it repaired. So I just got it back. Let's see how this thing looks, man. So this glues onto the bottom of the fender. So we do need to go ahead and grind all of this epoxy off right here and get this thing glued back in place. And then we can go ahead and get the fender on the car. So I sanded off any little bit of overspray where that piece is going to bond on. Now we can go ahead and bond the two pieces back together. It is very important to get it in the right spot because this is also the bracket for the bumper. And if it's too tight, the bumper will not clip in. I don't love this in the slightest way whatsoever. Clamps on paint that's a few days old. Even though we baked it in the oven and it's technically fully cured, this bracket should have been glued on before we painted. I think it's gonna be fine, but there's always that chance, there's always that risk of damaging or cracking the paint. This panel bond takes 24 hours to fully cure, so I'll see you guys in 24 hours. It's now the next day, the bracket is glued on, it's fully secured. That ain't going nowhere. Let's get the car back on the lift and start getting this thing reassembled. Fender is back on for the first time. This thing is starting to slowly look like a complete GT3RS once again. Next piece that I want to get on is the lower wing piece. This guy right here, I'm curious how this is gonna fit. So far that piece fits very, very nice. I thought the gap on the bottom was way too big, but then if you look at the other side, underneath the canard, the gap is just as big. Before we move on, let's go ahead and slap on the door. Look at how nice that fender to door gap is. Let's get some of this inner fender and aero pieces back on the car. Now, of course, when the car hit the tree, a lot of this got ruined. So if we take a look over at the passenger side, which is untouched, this whole assembly right here, which is an active aero like vane, I guess you would call it, it opens and closes based off the servo motor right here. That whole section on the driver's side is completely gone, and I had to order all of that from Germany. So that's gonna be here in a few months. Thankfully, we don't need that stuff to drive the car, but let's install what we can for now, and the rest later when it shows up. All of those aero pieces are on. Let's go ahead and install the headlight. Obviously this one is unusable, so I picked up a new one, but I do think we're gonna need some of the parts off this, like the ballast right here. Now I bought this used on eBay and I paid $2 grand for it, which saved me around $4,000 finding a good used one versus going brand new OEM. This is just another reason as to why you should always save all your parts when doing a rebuild. Had I thrown this headlight away, I wouldn't have the ballast, which we desperately need for this. I'm guessing that ballast alone, honestly, don't really want another price, but I find this funny. Interesting. All right, this is the moment of truth. That bracket that we had to glue on earlier, that is also a headlight mount. So if the headlight doesn't fit good, that means we glued the bracket on in the wrong location. That headlight just slipped right on in. Now there is a little tiny gap, which there should be because there's one piece that I'm missing that I don't have. There's a rubber seal that goes around the entire headlight. Unfortunately, it's not on the new headlight and it's not on the old headlight either, but I'm very happy, very pleased that thing fit as easily as it did. Let's make sure the new headlight actually works. Hey, look at that. The LED matrix headlight is alive. Porsche did quite the design inside these headlights. Now I think you can get the cars with or without the matrix design, which is that right there. Obviously I wanted it to match the passenger side. So trying to find a used one with the matrix was a little bit more difficult, but we got her and we now have working lights. Now I haven't seen how good the paint matches outside yet. Let's take a look. All right, here she is. What do you guys think? Now the only panels that butt up to each other are the fender and the door. That looks pretty freaking good. We still have so much work to do, but we've made a lot of progress in the last few days. I would love to get the bumper on. Unfortunately, there's no way I can. There's so much stuff that I'm missing that there'd be a very high probability of the bumper just falling off the second I go drive the car. I also do need my new wheels to come in, as running the 991 wheels is very, very, very unsafe because I did have to put some washers behind the wheel to clear the caliper. I'm fine with going down the road a little bit, but I'm not going to put any sort of mileage on the car whatsoever until my new proper wheels come in. That is a wrap. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next 992 episode. Goodbye.